Well, I have been given a promise of supposedly the Mac. It just works. You know, it's plug and play. Unlike Windows, it's so complicated to do basic tasks. Really? Is that what you're telling me? I know I need to shave. Is that what you're trying to tell me, Mega Noob? Which I haven't seen in ages. Naraz, all of you guys. CPU Squad, what is up with the Mac though? So, I have been promised for so long that, Macintosh computers, they just work, right? Unlike with Windows. Windows, you're fiddling around with settings, and you got to configure this and configure that, and it's a whole to-do. But with the Mac, it just works. Also, if you're doing any kind of multimedia, video, audio, graphics, you got to go with the Mac. Macs are all about, creativity and art and multimedia. That's what they're all about, right? That's what they're using in all these Hollywood companies and everything, right? That's what they use. They use a Mac. So if you're going to do that kind of work, then you should get a Mac. All right. So I got a Mac. So why is it that, although I love the computer, in general it works really nice, it's fast, and the interface is pretty awesome, and I was pleasantly surprised. However, what I'm also surprised about, but in a negative way, pleasantly surprised was before, right? That's the good stuff. But not pleasantly surprised, but surprised, is the fact that some of the, wow, some of the things that don't work, or that are funky, or that are the opposite of smooth, are multimedia things. So you have a computer that's all about the multimedia, and yet basic, not even advanced, basic multimedia stuff is a problem. On their high-end computer, $4,000 plus, the little trash can computer, they decided instead of having a microphone input, they're going to combine the microphone and the headphone, right? Same thing on the Mac Pro. This is the Mac Pro right here. And they did the same thing with this. So basically, instead of having a microphone input and then an output, they have one connector which you use for your headphones or use for your microphone, right? So certain things are a little bit funky. What if you want to set up where you're going to plug in your headphones and you're going to have a microphone there as well? So I suppose there's certain hardware that'll support that, perhaps, where you can feed in the microphone, just like a cell phone, right? You can feed in the sound from the mic, and you can also receive sound from the whatever, right? But keep in mind what we're saying. We're saying that you are going to have to buy special hardware just to do very basic things. You buy any standard Windows computer, not even some advanced computer or whatever, any standard Windows computer. Not every single one, but most of them, for the most part, are going to have a microphone input and an output, right? So you'll be able to plug in any mic. You don't have to buy a mic. If you have any mic at all, except for XLR, which you'll need special adapters, you can just plug it right in and you're good to go. The default settings should work. I believe typically it'll detect the microphone and automatically select it or whatever. So plug and play. This is kind of what they promote Mac. Mac does that. But I'm talking about Windows. Windows is automatic. Plug in a mic, it just works, right? Headphone jack, just plug in a headphone, you're good to go. However, a little funky with the Mac. And here's another application of where it gets really funky. So what I'm doing is I was trying to do a live stream for you guys, and I can't do it. I've been spending like 10 minutes trying to troubleshoot why the microphone doesn't work. So you look down there, and this is a common thing. This is a multimedia thing that is funky on this Mac. There's a Mac Pro, all about multimedia, but yet simple thing like getting a microphone to work. I've never, ever had this problem on any Windows machine. On a Windows machine, doing a live stream is a no-brainer. You don't have to really set anything up. You go to YouTube, you activate the live stream, start broadcast, you're good to go. By default, it'll normally work. The only thing is maybe if you have an extra camera or an extra microphone, it might default to the wrong one. And that's probably because you have special software installed. But by default, it will just work. But on the Mac, several times I've had problems like this. Also, there's no easy way to record the audio from your computer. That's another thing that's like standard on Windows. Windows, like this, I think it's called stereo something, but whatever it is normally very easy in any Windows application to say, I want to record the sounds from the computer. So I'm playing a video, you're going to hear the video in whatever I'm recording. So if it's a live stream, you hear it in the live stream. If it's a screen capture, you'll hear it there. On Mac, it's a whole complicated, you got to install some software and patch the audio from this to feed into the whatever. Sounds like exactly what Mac users have been complaining about, you know, oh, Windows is so complicated. That's why I go with Mac. I don't have time to set up and configure and all this technical stuff. I want something that just works. But the Mac doesn't just work. I mean, for a lot of things it does, but so does Windows, right? I have not had to configure anything special on my Windows machine a long time. My Windows machine hasn't crashed in a long time, right? So it's stable, it works, it's plug and play. It's the Mac that I've been fighting with. So no audio, right? If you go to the standard stuff, right? You go to the gear settings, it says built-in microphone. You have a couple options. You have default, nothing, ba-da-da-ba-ba-ba, right? No, see the no levels, right? So I've tried both of these settings. I mean, voice is the correct one, but we'll try studio. Let's play around with this guy. Test, test, test. Let me see out of curiosity. What happens if I swap the channels? Test, test, test. So nothing. Nothing. So let's go back to what's built-in microphone. Let's change this back to voice. All right. Test, test, test. I even tried restarting this. So we can close this out and restart it. Let me make sure there's nothing you're not supposed to see behind now. All right, so I can start brand new window. Brand new window. Test, test, test. Still not working. I went into the system settings. And you can go into sound. You can see the levels. See the levels right there? But why is this not passing to Chrome? Right? What's the deal? Some would say it's a Chrome issue, and it probably is. But the bottom line is, this is the experience that you're going to get on a Mac. Right? This is the experience you're going to get on a Mac. And actually, what we can do, what I'm going to do, I can't do this during a live stream, but I can comment below and let you know what the results are, is since, okay, maybe Chrome is, you know, that's a Google company, right? So what we can do is we can try the Mac browser, right? Let's go all Mac, right? Get Google out of there, all Mac. Show me how your browser works. I mean, it's going to be YouTube website, but we're going to try to make it as Mac as possible. Mac hardware, Mac browser. The only thing non-Mac is the actual website. But again, remember, regardless of all these variables, regardless of what the reason for things are, the bottom line is this is not a problem that you'll have on a typical Windows machine. Macs are supposed to be easier and everything just works, but yet a very simple basic thing that just works on a Windows machine is problematic. Try this browser, try that browser, change this setting, maybe that setting. Is it allowed, is it not allowed, blah, blah, blah. All this kind of stuff, which is exactly what they say about Windows, right? So what's the deal with that? So anyway, I'm gonna little processor issue there. I am an Android after all. I'm gonna try Safari. I can't do it during the live stream. I'll let you guys know the results. But what is going on? Got me on online, researching. Microphone not working on Google Hangouts on Mac. Lots of pages talking about this kind of stuff because apparently it's a problem, right? Go figure. Go figure. I do love the Mac, great experience. I underestimated things. I didn't realize that there were so many things about the Mac that I'd actually enjoy over the Windows machines. I mean, I always knew the Mac was a quality product in general, generally speaking. I just also realized that they had a bad attitude. They have this, and on top of that, they have this form over function methodology. And the cult thing, and all that kind of stuff. And now using an actual Mac Pro full time, I was right. It's a quality machine. It's got some great things about it. It's great that it's integrated between the operating system and the hardware. It's one company. But the cult stuff is ridiculous. Like, it's not a perfect machine. It's not it always works. It's got some definite serious quirks. It's just, there's the reality of the Mac, which is awesome. And then there is the brainwashed fanboy perception of Mac, which is, ooh, it's amazing. It's somehow it's not just a computer, it's an experience. It's life-changing. It just works and it flows and it goes with my personality and, my soul. And no. It's just a computer. So it's got its funky things just like Windows. So still, like I've always said, it's a matter of preference. If you like the Mac way of doing things, go with the Mac. If you like the Windows way of doing things, go with the Windows. But this whole idea of like Windows is crap and Mac rocks, no. There are a lot of different companies that there's a lot more options with Windows. So therefore, there's definitely crap out there. But it's not that Windows is crap. It's that there's a lot of crappy implementations of Windows. So Windows combined with certain hardware, Windows configured a certain way, and things like that. Even software, probably a lot more software designers or engineers, whatever you want to call it, in the Windows world. So you can have a lot of different, a lot of crappy Windows applications out there, I'm sure. Right? With more options, that's what's gonna come with the deal. If you have a list of doctors, you pick out a list of like pretty high-end doctors, highly recommended, and you just have a small list of 10 of them. And then you compare it to another list of like, I'm just going to have as many doctors as possible, hundreds and hundreds and thousands of doctors. I'm pretty sure that list of hundreds of thousands is not going to be all top doctors, right? There are going to be top doctors in there along with some doctors that are not so good, right? That's the Windows experience. You have a lot of options. So anywhere from really bad to awesome is in there. Mac, generally, most of what you have is going to be in a pretty good space, most of it. But that's also locking you into a certain price point and things like that. And I'll talk more about this in future videos, but just want to share with you my wonderful experience with the Mac. It's not what they present it to be, those fanboys. Anyway, I gotta figure this out because I want to do my live stream for you guys. Talk about NAND, not a number. All right. So frustrating. So frustrating.